I'm Geek Furious, and I'm here to test out a frame rate issue here that I run into in multiplayer. I've created this tiny little mission here. So while I was doing just a fun little fly around, I discovered a little thing here. Now, I've always had problems in multiplayer. Single player, I also have some low frame rate problems, but I have much bigger problems in multiplayer and really don't know why. But here's something that I noticed, and you will see it too. And I hopefully, and I don't know if you can see the frame rate counter. I have a frame rate counter on my end, but I'll read it off as I go. And here we'll oh. I put myself, I just realized that I put myself in the wrong seat. But the cool thing about ArmA 3 is that even if you're the co-pilot, you can take controls. That's actually really cool. Otherwise, this would have been fucked up. So right now, I'm at 22 frames per second. And it's going to hover around there as I fly around. It's not good. It's not good, right? So 18 frames right now, 12. As I see the city, you know, it drops. It's right now 17. It's not horrible, but it's not good either. I mean, this is really tough, especially when you're flying like low to the earth. Here we go. 15, 14. I actually have my my view distance around 2400 or 2500. My draw distance at 14 or 1500. Everything else is pretty much set to high, except for all the bloom stuff. I turned all that crap off. 14 as I get closer to the big airport or the big airfield. It's gonna drop 12, 11 frames, 10. Remember that. 11, real low, 10 frames. Wow. It's pretty bad. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, I think that was. I'm trying to see, yeah, 8. 7, I think I saw for a second there. Who could fly like this? Imagine flying in troops at 7 frames per second. It would be terrible. Terrible, man. Alright, so. Oh my god. Oh, it's awful. Gave me 5 frames all of a sudden, and then it's back down to crap. So this area is really taxing on the system. It's gonna get really low here, and I'm gonna see this city here. Look at that. It's 8 frames or whatever. Then it jumps again. I remember the frames would actually be 5 to 10 frames higher when I'm not recording, so that's why the frames are that low. If I was not recording, they would be, you know, sometimes 10, 15 even, depending on where I am. You know, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is just a literal slideshow right now. 6 frames. Oh, man. And then it starts building up again, which I think, at least from a theoretical perspective, says to me that as it's caching what is already in memory, the frame rates increase. Why can't we then just cache the entire map into memory if we have the system capability? Now watch this. So I've now been through part of the city, and you're seeing right now frame rates are right. It's actually at 23 frames per second on my end, and you just saw what we went through. Now let's go back through and see what happens. Alright, so I'm at 20 frames, 18 frames, 17. Remember, we were at 6 frames at some points. And we're just going to fly back this way and see what happens, alright? 21, 20, 20. Again, it would be about 10 higher. 21, 25, 24. We're heading back towards the airport, which was giving us extremely low frame rates. Right here, 24, and we're heading towards it, not even away from it right now. And it's building up. 24. Why, if I'm heading towards this thing that before was bringing me down to 6-7 frames per second, am I now pulling 21 frames? Why? Because somewhere in memory or on the hard drive, I don't know how they are handling the cache, because I'm not a programmer, we now have the map in memory. So whether it's sitting in RAM or whatever it's doing, right here we're at 17 frames and now 24, 25, 24, in the same place that we were 10 frames lower. And remember, if I wasn't recording, we'd be at 35 probably right now, 40 even. 21, 21 steady. I'm at 21 right here, steady. I mean, it's not really fluctuating much or anything, which is pretty telling. I'll turn around, and so we'll go back the other way and see what happens. Since someone will say, but you were going in the opposite direction, so let's go this way. 23, 22, 21. Yes, folks. It's exactly the same. It's cached in memory, and the frame rate is not doing 12 or 5 or 8 or 7. What we need is the ability to cache the map into memory. I'm actually at 25 now, where I was before, what, at 11? We need the ability to cache the map in memory, cache the objects in memory, whatever. So preload, pre-cache, whatever you want to call it, that's what we need. Alright? Proof of concept right here. 23 frames per second, where I was at, what, 15, 16, 13, 10 before, 23 right now. Solid. Steady at 23. Please, ArmA developers, ArmA creators, give us the power back. Give us options to pre-cache. We need it. And there's already a ticket up for it by someone else. Someone else noticed this. And I could probably do another video where I amp everything up to the highest value and I'll get the same exact result. The problem is in the ability to cache objects, map, whatever.